Alright guys, take my bike to the dealership today to get it fixed. I have to at least look at it, see what the problem is. I'm not taking it to the dealership that I bought it from. I'm taking it here to the dealership here in town. I bought it down in LA, so taking it to the local Triumph dealership. The quick shifter hasn't been working once the bike gets warmed up. The oil pressure light comes on sometimes for like a split second. The check engine light comes on, so I'm gonna have them take a look at it, see what they say. I've been talking to Triumph Aftercare for after sales care and not getting anywhere with them either. At this point, I don't know what to do. I love the bike, I just want the bike to work right, but I don't want to be without a bike right now. So I'm hoping that they get a chance to look at it and get everything done as soon as possible. Hoping they could diagnose the problem today, and then if they have to wait for parts, I can get the bike back from them and I can keep riding the bike while they're waiting for parts. So hopefully they're able to diagnose everything in one day so I can get the bike back and still be able to ride, and then when the parts come in I can take it back and let them put them on. The guy did say that he would expedite the process for me from after sales, so we'll see how much he's able to do that. Because this is fine. I had to set an appointment just to drop the bike off. This is finally the day of our appointment, so. Fucking false neutral. The hardest bike I've ever owned to put in neutral, and whenever you don't want it to go into neutral, it goes into neutral now, so that's fun. understand why Trump knows about all these problems and hasn't done anything to fix them yet. It's pretty crazy. My bike's not the only one that does this.
Yeah, they already know it's ready to go.
Okay.
This is that bracket that I'm missing. Oh, that's the bracket I need for my windscreen.
Have you done this before?
No. I bought the bike at SoCal Triumph.
That's right. I was trying to find you and you weren't popping up, so I was like, let me just ask. Thank you.
Para servicio, no puño para servicio. Me gusta la moto,
You go to the rock. What's going on with the bike?
So the quick shifter for the bike for one doesn't want to work. All the way over here, I think a lot of false neutrals too. I think it's the gear positioning sensor. Is what I've been seeing on like a lot of forums and other people talking about the bike. Is that the gear positioning sensor is going out because they said they had the quick shifter replaced and the problem persisted. So they said they had to go in and have the gear positioning sensor replaced, and that ended up fixing it. I get a check engine light sometimes when I turn the bike on, and I'm getting low oil pressure lights every once in a while. Basically the same stuff everyone else has a problem with. Some of they're dropping something maybe. Do they do construction over there?
I think so.
I don't see anybody running the screen.
First thing to look for, right?
Yeah, people running the screen with it. Well, I've already had an issue with this bike where they've gone in and I think that's the first one with the problem. We're trying to kind of redo the whole dash and like program the bike. I was having a lot of like random electrical issues. So I'm trying to kind of go through, but the dealership that I bought it from took care of that. But at this point, I don't believe it's the dealership's responsibility personally, and I don't think it's your guys' responsibility. I think it's Triumph's responsibility, you know what I mean? To have this many problems on a brand new bike that's only got less than 2,000 miles on it. You know what I'm saying? So I think Triumph needs to take care of it and figure it out.
But that's been repaired, right?
That part's been fixed, but I don't know, you know, what else. But I'm just letting you know, yeah, that's been done already.
Yeah,
I had the fly screen on here. They didn't. I bought a windscreen, so I waited for them to send the other bracket. That's why it's like what's that? It's a fly screen bracket. They never gave me the other bracket when they did the fly screen on. So I'm waiting for the other bracket. So that's like that. You know, just other bracket.
That's what I want to come off.
Yeah, give us a little
And at this point, I've been talking to Triumph after sales, and they don't seem to accomplish anything. I don't understand what Triumph after sales is for. But at this point, I feel like it's a responsibility. You know what I'm saying?
Well, you're gonna sign for the you're gonna sign for the diagnostic or
Yeah, they're gonna cover it.
well,
I'll sign for it. I'm not gonna say it.
well, if they don't pay, you would pay. You
Yeah.
give me the bike back.
They're gonna pay.
Well,
It's under warranty.
but we need to stop right there, but it's, you want us to take a look at the bike?
I do. I'm not saying it's your
But you're
fault.
saying you're not gonna pay for it if they don't wanna pay for it. I don't wanna have this problem if they decline it. I'm not saying they're going
We're
to.
taking care for it. Yeah, they'll take care. No, if they don't pay for it, I'm not gonna let the bike sit here for $280. You know what I mean?
Well, you'd be surprised how many customers don't wanna pay if the warranty doesn't wanna pay. It have to be something off the
I would pay you guys to
wall.
make the warranty pay me back.
There you go.
Because I'm not gonna let the bike sit and work.
I wouldn't think so. It's a nice bike.
Trying riding my road.
Yep. Come on in, man. Let's get you going here.
Sure.
We've never had an issue with Triumph doesn't take care of the customer.
Yeah, I understand. It's just that's what I'm saying. Like I feel like the after sales should be more like concerned about these issues.
You need to contact somebody. You need to
I've contacted Better Business Bureau as well.
No, but I'm saying with Triumph, you need to.
Who do
go
I
above.
you
just gotta ask for somebody other than that department. 'Cause
Really?
obviously they're not taking
That's the
care
only
of it.
number that I can see. So because I told them that I need something in the meantime. This is my transportation, man.
It's in your owner's manual.
They said that you guys would do you guys do loaner bikes?
No.
See, and that's what I told him. I was like, this is my transportation to and from work. And with gas prices right now, no one's going to want to pick me up all the time. I have to give them money, you know what I mean?
No, I get it.
Yeah, like I said, I'm not mad at you guys. And you guys have nothing to do with it, you know what I'm saying? It's just frustrating.
We used to do the loaners, but
But if it comes down to where you guys have to order some parts and stuff like that, I would like to be able to pick up the bike while we're
only if
waiting
it's
for the
not
parts.
torn apart. If we have to take it apart, we're not going to put it back together just so you can ride it. We would if you paid to put it back together.
Okay.
That's how that works.
Okay.
7.2.
Whatever the part may be, right? Doesn't sound like you have too much faith in the company.
This is my first Triumph, man.
No, I get it, but you're projecting that towards me.
I know, I'm sorry. It's not your
And
fault.
the
I
dealer,
know, yeah.
I kind of don't want to work on the bike at this point.
Yeah.
We're already going backwards when you haven't even given us an opportunity to look at the bike.
No. But like I said, it's not you guys. It's just, I mean, I've had this bike for 4 months or 6 months, and 3 of the months it's been in the shop.
Bro, I've been here 16 years. I know people have problems with the day they pick up the bike.
That's what I'm saying. It's
You
crazy.
gotta go down the road. I get it. It's brand new, but it's a machine. They will fail. It sucks because it's brand new, but it's the nature of the business. Diagnose. So once it gets up to operating temperature, it starts failing.
Yeah, so
When
like,
it's cold, it seems
so
to
like,
work fine.
no, because even on the way over here, it was going into false neutrals.
Okay, I'm just gonna put that.
So typically, it's been slowly getting worse. So like, I'll be out riding, and the quick shifter won't work. So if I get a chance, I'll pull over and I'll let the bike sit for a minute, and then with it sitting for a minute, I'll get back on it, and the quick shifter will work for like the first maybe half mile, and then it'll stop working.
You did notice the check engine light come on at some point?
So it usually happens when I turn the bike on. Like it'll come on, and then when I go in to click to see what it is, it goes away.
Okay, so it hasn't came on when you're riding the bike,
Yeah, the oil pressure light does.
but the check engine light has not.
The check engine light comes on. I don't know if it comes on with the oil pressure light, but it says there's an engine fault.
But I mean, while you're riding the bike, or only when you're gonna start the bike? 'Cause it's gonna cycle. It's gotta do its thing. It'll come on, but once you get going or cycles through, it should turn off.
So it's usually like not. So by the time I get to the point of riding the bike, it's off.
But
So,
you never seen it while you're riding.
Yeah, just the oil pressure light. Yeah. And honestly, but yeah, I don't think I've seen it because usually because it comes up the same thing with the gas. So it's not that it's I would have noticed it. So because it does a half screen,
Yeah.
So, but it usually only does it like when I go to start it up, and then I by the time I get to moving and taking off, then it goes away.
Yeah, that's what it's supposed to do.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. It's just doing its
Okay, if
diagnostic.
that's normal, then that's fine. Yeah.
But the low oil pressure light, is that the same? Because that's the same thing at startup.
No.
It'll go
That's
away.
why I'm riding.
Okay, there you go. Low oil pressure message. Is it a little sign or is it words?
It says low oil pressure.
It does in words, right?
Yes.
So it's a message. Electrical issues as far as the cluster? Is that where you had the issues before?
So that's what they had told me. It might be in the notes on the bike itself. I don't know if
I don't have
Triumph
access to that.
doesn't keep records of it
Yeah, but I mean, I'm just trying to.
right now. So yeah, that's what. But I just don't want to know if I'm explaining it wrong. Is what I'm saying. They might have better detail. From my understanding, was there's an issue with the programming on the bike. I don't think it was the ECU issue, but with the like dash programming, because they replaced the dash, and then they kept doing like reprogramming it, and they kept. So they'd reprogram it, then do a test run, then they'd have to contact Triumph again and be like, hey, this code didn't work. You got another code we can do. So they were like reprogramming the bike, I would say. That's what it sounded like to me, but I'm not big on electrical issues.
And this happened a couple times.
Yeah.
Then they finally got it right.
Yeah, that's what my understanding, yeah.
So the only thing that sounds familiar what you're talking about is at PDI. Did this happen when you first bought the bike?
No, this is happening. Wait, what were you talking about? Which part?
When you noticed that you were having problems with when they had to reprogram it and change the clutch?
Yeah, because
Okay.
the bike wouldn't start and things like that.
So when I've noticed that if they did the PDI incorrectly, they damaged the cluster,
Okay.
and you can't.
I think that's what happened.
So they have to. So it was not the bike's fault. It's the person that put the bike together. When they put it together, they're supposed to unplug the power source. If they left it on, it locks the cluster, and you can't reopen it. There's no going back into it.
So when you unplug the dash, you have to.
You don't have to unplug the dash. You just got to unplug the power to the battery before.
You unplug
when
the
you're
dash.
first putting the bike together.
Oh, when you first put it together.
Because you have to code it. You have to wake it up.
So before there's any programming in it.
They must have forgot. They
To code
left
it
the
first.
power to it.
Gotcha.
And it jams it up.
Gotcha.
It freaks out and it just cuts
Understand.
power to the ECM.
I understand.
That thing's trash. It's expensive part, but there's no reopening. You have to send it back to Triumph.
That's what happened.
They
then.
send you another one. Now, if they didn't catch it, that's what they were doing incorrectly. That's probably why they had to do it twice.
Okay.
We did it when we first got, because they changed the cluster. They
Yeah.
changed it to a TC screen or TLC
Yeah.
screen. Okay. That's when you had to do that.
No. It's the same cluster. It's the same one that I had in the first bike.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying.
Well, because it's a newer bike.
Yeah. I see what you're saying. Yeah. I see. What you're
So that's the only thing I can think of would have went wrong with it. That's a man error.
saying.
We learned that with one bike.
Yeah. I understand.
So if that's the same thing, then I understand what you're saying. And then when you get the cluster, you have to program the cluster to the ECM,
Okay.
which comes the programming.
But then after it's programmed, then it's fine.
Yes,
Okay.
it's just
The initial startup of the bike.
the
Gotcha.
thing freaks out
Because it has to run.
because it's got power and it's not supposed to have power, so it locks itself up.
Gotcha. And it's got to read
And
it.
it cuts circuit you, but unfortunately, there's no way to lock it.
See, yeah, because the bike was fine, and then all of a sudden I was out
So the little
somewhere.
lock,
Well, I was just out somewhere and it wouldn't start. And then it sat there for a minute, then it started, but everything freaked out. It said that my trip was 2,000 miles and that I was going 250 miles per hour and like on average speed
Yeah.
and like all this crazy stuff. And like it's said that my oil pressure, my water coolant level and all this crazy stuff.
that's crazy. So this is already, I'm just documenting, but I'm putting already taken care of.
Yeah. And then they lost that. I didn't know it was a whole new bracket with the fly screen, and I actually bought a aftermarket windscreen from Power Bronze because I wanted something a little bit bigger. And they I guess, but they didn't tell me it was a new one, so they didn't send it back with the bike, which I thought they would have. But so I'm waiting for them to get their month process. So instead of putting the other one back on, so that as soon as it gets here, I can just swap it out. I left it like that because that's basically how it is, anyways. You know.
Whenever you get to them, they'll be right here, but I was going to keep them all together, that way you knew what order they went in. So if I come and switch them up, that's why.
Okay. And I heard you mentioned that it's only transportation.
Yeah.
You're not planning on hanging around, right? Because
No. I got a ride going home right now. Yeah.
Gotcha. Just want to be sure. I guess this thing fixed with me. This expensive ass tool. You just sit there.
Yeah, dude, I'm sorry for how I came off at
it's all
first,
good,
man. Like I said, you know, it's not what you guys are doing. You know what I'm saying? Like, you guys aren't responsible. Like, I feel like since I've seen a lot of bikes with these issues, I just wish that they would be taking it more seriously. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because literally, when you type in the issue that you're having, you go online, and it's like literally everybody with the bike's having the same problem.
See, and you're the first person to complain about that quick shifter. We've been selling
Really?
since they came out, and I haven't had any issues with them.
Well, I know I saw those 3 here for a long time.
Kawasaki put one on theirs, and they had issues at the yeah, it was Kawasaki, and they were having issues at the beginning, but they found out that
How many of you guys sold out of here?
like yours,
Yeah.
not necessarily just like your model, but with the quick shifters, I mean, a lot.
But I think, isn't this quick shifter different though?
I don't know. I'm not familiar with.
I think it's all brand new from the ground up on that bike, because the gears are really close together. It's the hardest bike to find neutral, so I kind of thought it was kind of funny that all of a sudden it wants to go into neutral.
And to be honest, with
But that's because the gears are so close.
and they're brand new.
Yeah.
So they're not even broken in.
Yeah.
So even without the quick shifter, it's hard to find neutral on these bikes.
That's what I'm saying, because
You
they
gotta
put
lock it back
the
and
the
forth.
gears so close together
Yeah.
because of the quick shifter. That's why.
And it might be. I wouldn't be surprised if they said you got to let the bike break in for it to go into neutral more efficiently.
Oh yeah, I know. I figured it out. It's easier to click down from second. I figured the trick out. It's just I think with the way they stack the gearbox, and I think to make the quick shifters more seamless, I think they just put the gears really close together. You know.
I got you. Signature right there. All right, Johnny.